Guys, welcome back to another YouTube video. So today we have Alex Berman on the BizWiz podcast. So if you don't know who Alex Berman is the cold email king. He's also the founder of Taplio and Lead Shark, and he runs multiple courses. So yeah, I'll link his socials down below, and we basically talk about SAAS and how SAAS is growing, about a new business venture that he's not supposed to talk about, but he gives us the tea for the podcast, and yeah, just about a life as a founder and how he manages multiple businesses. So I hope you guys enjoy. If you do like and subscribe, and let me know if you want to see somebody specific on the podcast next. And yeah, let's just tune in. So hey guys, how is everybody doing? We've got Alex Berman here. Just, you don't need an introduction, but please just introduce yourself to the people who don't know you, and we can get started.
Sure. I'm Alex Berman. I'm the author of the soon-to-be released book, Cold Email Manifesto. They call me the Cold Email King. Right now, I'm the managing partner at A&R Ventures, which does a bunch of SaaS investments. One of our main ones is Taplio, which is a LinkedIn AI. We also have Lead Shark, which is a lead gen database. And I teach sales training on YouTube and Twitter, which I think is how you know me, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've followed you for a long time. I got into cold email a year back just because of you. And today I'm making six figures sitting here in India. So I owe a lot to you. So I'd love to take you out on a meal, but a podcast is a start. So obviously, I know you released your LinkedIn course. It's been a huge hit for the last year or so. So I was just curious to know, the Taplio being about LinkedIn automation, was it that Taplio was born out of the course, or was like the need of the course that people were messaging you saying they don't know what to post, etc., and you just thought, there's tools like Tweet Hunter, etc., that do the same thing for Twitter. Why not have something for LinkedIn? So what gathered you with the idea of actually launching Taplio as a LinkedIn automation service?
Taplio came about, so you're talking about LinkedIn X, which was our LinkedIn course where my co-founder made 300,000 in the last year on LinkedIn. And so we documented that in the course and then reacted, and we kind of used that to create this framework for how to grow and generate meetings on LinkedIn. The problem that I always had with LinkedIn was, even after doing all that, even after having it all systematized, it's still boring, dude. It's still not gamified in any way. So yeah, I was playing around with Tweet Hunter, and I loved the tool. Tweet Hunter, if you guys don't know, shows how to generate posts via AI. And so I reached out to the founders of that tool, Thibaut and Tom, and I was like, bro, you got to let me in on Tweet Hunter. I'm going to blow it up with marketing. Come on, let's go. And right now, where I am in my career, we don't take any money for marketing. So it's actually impossible to hire us. The only way you can have me do marketing for your business is if I'm a partner and I have a decent stake of ownership. The problem with Tweet Hunter was they already had too much scale. So basically, in order to get the level of ownership we needed, it would have been worth over $1 million that they would have had to sign off on. Yep. So they weren't going to do that with Tweet Hunter, but then they showed me this other tool called Influent Leaders, which was basically Tweet Hunter for LinkedIn. And I was like, Robert, you got to look at this. My co-founder was like, Robert, you got to look at this. And so we all, me, Robert, Tom, and Thibaut, decided to partner and turn Influent Leaders into a tool on its own. So we came up with the name Taplio, which means tap LinkedIn outreach. Got a nice domain, paid about $1,000 for that, taplio.com. And now we're automating now we're optimizing the tool for LinkedIn. And the whole goal is to make it fun. Yeah, AI generated LinkedIn content in one click. There's a YouTube short we just filmed today where I'm queuing a month content in under 40 seconds because it just generates like 15 posts, and all 15 are great. So they all get to go up on the thing. We also just used Taplio today to post a full Twitter thread completely written by AI. It has opinions and news articles. So it'll show like, here's a news article. Do you agree with this or do you disagree with this? And it'll write your opinion based on whether you agree or disagree. And so there's so much cool stuff that AI can do. Yeah. And then on the engagement side of things, it's also really cool because we've gamified engagement on LinkedIn. So by joining Taplio, you now are entered into an engagement group of sorts where all the Taplio users are in a feed. And so now you can use AI to auto write comments that will reply to their posts. And the more you reply to the other Taplio users, the higher you rank in the feed. So the more these users are putting their content in, the more engagement you get on LinkedIn. So the entire point is we want to make LinkedIn as fun as possible, as profitable as possible, and we want instant increases in your engagement. So from the second you join Taplio, you should see way more engagement on your LinkedIn posts, and you're able to post more often. That's Taplio in a nutshell. I want to kill the social media marketing agency. I don't want any LinkedIn growth courses to even be able to be sold because LinkedIn is this easy with Taplio.
I'm pretty sure you'll kill your own course with this because honestly, I started using it day one when you launched it before you even offered anything else. I just saw your story. I had to get on it. And I actually recorded a YouTube video on the same feature, the news feature talking about because I just thought it was so interesting on how I clicked on agree. And within 20 seconds, I had a whole thread saying why I agreed with it and the actual link to the post that I agreed to. And I was just blown away. And it's not even about the AI outreach. It's about seeing what other people are posting and just getting inspiration because the main thing with writers like us who are more towards the marketing side who hate to do posting etc just to get more clients is we don't have any ideas, and once you read like thousands of emails or thousands of text written over there, your mind just starts to say, oh, I could have written this, and you can just write anything on your own. So I think that was pretty interesting with Taplio. So like now, like you said that you here the founders of Tweet Hunt actually showed it to you. I saw that the interface is quite similar because obviously it's based on the same platform. So what would you say, like when you joined into Taplio, how much time did you take to launch it, like from beginning as soon as you got into actually launching it as Taplio and getting your Alex Berman magic into it to get to like the 200 users that you were initially targeting? Because I saw you have this limited pricing for the first 200 and then you're going to be increasing.
I'll tell you now that we're on the podcast, if this runs after the launch, which is in one day, if this runs in 48 hours, I can tell you what really happened.
Yes.
So
I can run it after 48 hours. I'm pretty sure people would love to hear the behind the
So
scenes.
what happened with Taplio is we were Influent Leaders. We rebranded it to Taplio. They had to make a couple changes, but not really many. So we were able to launch the closed beta within of getting it all going. So very, very quickly. And then we started promoting it on Twitter. We started promoting it to our audience. The main way that I was driving traffic initially was just one tweet that I would post on Tweet Hunter that was like, want to grow on LinkedIn? Like this post for free access to a new tool or for access to a new tool. And then people would like it. And every time I would post that, for the first couple of weeks, every time I would post that, we would get a solid 20 or 30 free trial signups, like with credit card and everything, which was sick. So after the first month of just doing that light marketing, maybe, first month was like first half month, we got to $1,000 in monthly recurring revenue, which is not bad for a SaaS. And then in month two, we continued doing that similar, just kind of slow marketing while they rebuilt it. So it was less like Tweet Hunter and more like Taplio. And then in that second month, we generated another 2,000 MRR. So now going into this last period that you saw, this last 9 days during the launch, we were at 3,000 MRR, which was, I think, about 100 paying users at 29 a month, maybe 101. And so we did this launch, which is, going from 29 a month to 39 a month, plus you get access to the LinkedIn X course. And just in the last 9 days, we've added, I can check the stats here. We've added 615 users. So we've 6x'd the number of people using the platform in the last 9 days, which is pretty decent. And so according to our stats, we should clear 10K MRR at minimum from this. You'll see based on the stats that I share. Not everybody that signs up for a credit card free trial converts.
100%.
But when you say limited to 200 seats, they wanted to do that as like their marketing ploy thing. But my internal goal was 2,000 signups. So in fact, we're underperforming where I wanted to be.
That's crazy to know. Like, just to like, I've seen so many entrepreneurs just like, like you always say on your Twitter as well, if you're launching a SaaS, you just can't, perfect it. You have to launch it for people to judge it. You have to have haters. If you're overgrowing, you have to see what's happening with it. And I see that with every launch of yours. I saw that with Lead Shark. You guys have such a different marketing ploy with memes, etc. I remember when the Will Smith thing happened, you just smashed it with all those memes on Instagram, on Twitter, just to get those 25 free leads. So, I saw that you like launched maybe what Lead Shark was launched 6 months ago or so. I think that should be a timeline.
Lead Shark started being built about 8 months ago. No, Lead Shark launched basically at the same time as Taplio, like maybe a week before. The reason why we even engaged with the Taplio guys is because Lead Shark kept getting delayed on the dev side, and I had no idea when it was going to launch. And then it just ended up being basically at the exact same time.
Basically, you launched like 2 6-figure businesses together essentially, and both being a SaaS startup. But how do you do that? Because I've seen like myself, I'm not even judging anybody else. I'm saying myself, if I like started working on my agency, I was like, I need to do this, I need to do that. While you were out there just launching new stuff, launching new SaaS, you have courses. How do you manage all of that together? Because I've seen so many people struggle with multiple businesses. Is it because of your team, the backend that you've set up for yourself? How does that side of your business work? Because you've got so many different things to look after, and like you said, it's pretty crazy when once you have everything going together.
The team really helps. So on Taplio, Thibaut is like a master developer. Tom is a copywriter, Google Ads specialist. Like he's been doing this forever, writing the landing pages and everything. And then Robert is operations and doing, large ticket deals. And then on Lead Shark, Robert's running the dev team. We have a bunch of people that are doing, the marketing. Jenny and Vishal are killing it with the marketing stuff. And then I'm just basically there to keep the vision for the companies. Like they'll be happy if we hit 50 signups, and then I just say, no, why would we get 50 when we could get 2,000? Like that's my job. It's basically to do that, and then to sit in the Slack and just count down. Push people to keep working harder. And then on the YouTube channel, Div is running our YouTube content. That's the main reason I'm in Goa right now, is we wanted to create a lot of high quality content. So we've been filming we filmed over 150 10-minute great quality YouTube videos over the last 9 days, at the same time as the Taplio launch, at the same time as everything. So it really is the team. None of this would work without the team. And I think we're getting very close to having a good quality team. I love everybody on our team right now. And I think this is the best our team's been.
I think I've seen you spend time with the team, like, with the virtual world we are in, especially with everything going around in the world. I've seen you on stories, spending time with, whenever you come to India, you're just spending time with everybody. You're recording burger reviews. You're going to Connaught Place and giving out free stuff, like, crazy team building exercises that you just convert into business somehow. And that's what I'm learning from you, is that if I'm doing anything in life, how can I convert this into a YouTube video? How can I do that? Because I was very camera shy. Doing this is also something very new to me, because I started 3 months ago, because I saw that, if you're not out there, you're not a business owner. I was that kind of person who wanted to stay behind the scenes. But I realized if you want to be a CEO, if you want to be a founder, you need to be in the face of people, in the face of your prospects. So, like, in terms of the SaaS play that you're doing, do you want the SaaS products, say Lead Shark, Taplio, everything to be part of the Alex Berman brand, or are you looking for an exit 5 years, 10 years down the line? Because I feel SaaS companies usually, burn money, and, like, they're more after the MRR, and after a point they just want to sell to a high, like, to enterprise, etc., and just have a good exit, because your brand name is everything right now. The people you're getting into Taplio is because of your brand, because of your personal brand that you built. So are you looking to separate these two together, or are you happy that these two are merged, and just to keep on running it and building it into an actual something company, not to just sell it out? Because I feel these questions are not even asked to anybody, so I just want to include some of this stuff as well, just to know that side of it.
What's so interesting when you say you joined Taplio because of my personal brand? You did, maybe. I think hundreds of people did in our launch. But the Pony Express team, Tom and Thibaut, also added, probably 100 or 150 signups just from hype on Tweet Hunter. Andrew Mewborn, who's on our board now, he grew Outreach.io from 1 million to like $150 million in sales. He's got an audience on LinkedIn. He's got an audience on Twitter. He probably added 100 people to the sign. Dennis Yu, Facebook master. He added a few people. And then we have like all these people helping with the promotion. So it's not just my personal brand that is driving the skills. Long term, I think we just take this as far as it'll go. Lead Shark, if we get a good offer, we might sell. Taplio, if we get a good offer, we might sell. But Taplio also could become a major corporation. It could actually even IPO at some point if it does complete the goal of destroying the social media marketing machine that exists. Because what is the opportunity of that market, right? How many billions of dollars a year are spent on Facebook ads management, LinkedIn content creation, LinkedIn outreach management? It's billions, maybe even $1 trillion a year. So if Taplio grabs all that market share, we're as big as Apple. I don't understand why we couldn't do that.
100%. I love the vision behind it. And you're absolutely right. And LinkedIn is something that is pretty underrated. I feel Twitter and LinkedIn both at that matter. Like Twitter, I got onto once I saw your post. I've just been, the 10K Twitter post that I saw is just been, you've gone on so many platforms. You've introduced so many people to so many platforms. I just wanted to ask this cryptic question, is that if you were given a choice, like, you have to quit all social media, only one platform remains. What would you choose as your, go-to platform in the current scenario to build your personal brand up again from the beginning? Because with so many different types of people. Twitter has its own benefits, LinkedIn has its own benefits, Facebook has its own. So do you think, like, obviously it's a bit of a difficult question to choose one platform because everybody has their different things, but what would you choose, or what would you start with right now at this moment if you're starting from zero?
If I had to pick one right now and it had to be only one,
Yeah.
it would have to be YouTube. Because YouTube, you can post long form videos,
Mm-hmm.
you can post shorts like you post on Instagram Reels. You can
Yeah.
even post tweet type of content to your YouTube community tab. That's what I just started doing recently. We're getting a lot of feedback now on, like, I'm posting tweets to YouTube, which is pretty sick. And then long live streams. I'm about to do a live stream right after this interview. I'll sit on YouTube Live and we'll talk about Taplio for like an hour. So if I had to pick one, just for the versatility, would I be able to use all the skills that I built? It would have to be YouTube. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
If I had to pick two, it'd be YouTube and Twitter. And if I had to pick five, it would be YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn.
Yeah. I think that's what amazes me about YouTube. Like, this video is launching next week maybe, and 2 years later when Taplio is like $69 a month or $79 a month, people must be seeing this and saying, oh, $29 a month. Same with, like, instantly when it was like a lifetime deal, and now people are like, oh, when did this lifetime deal come across? Like, are you guys, I know, like, I don't think you believe in a lifetime deal kind of a thing. From what I remember seeing your tweet, that you don't want to lose out on that MRR just to capture that 1 month's revenue. Do you think that Taplio would be interested in launching something around those lines of a lifetime deal, or would you be more focused on having an MRR model, slow growth or like steady growth, but not like, booming in 10,000 people at one time, making $100,000 a month, and then after that just have them have lifetime access? Because a SaaS doesn't have a lot of moving parts at the back end once you start to onboard customers. So what do you think around those, or am I wrong that you don't believe in the lifetime deal model?
The numbers just don't interest me. I talked to my friends, Nils and those guys are in our consulting group. They pay us $200 a month for email 10K access. They were there the week after the AppSumo launch to ask for our feedback on how they should scale. And I was telling them it's $1 million a month business, easy. And then they, now they're hitting it. They're gonna get there. I think they're gonna jump or at least compete with Lemlist. The numbers just don't interest me, bro. Like, okay, you give me 70K up front. What do I need 70K for? Am I trading $10 billion in value for 70K? Like, I don't know. In my mind, I have no idea. We might do an AppSumo deal for Lead Shark if we can get the numbers to work. But for Taplio right now, I don't think it'd be fair for our users. We have hundreds of users now, almost 1,000 users after this launch. So those guys are all paying. And I think we're going to be able to hit, I know we're going to be able to hit that 100K a month, and it's going to be laughably easy because our goal is not 100K. Our goal is like multiple millions a month. In order to hit that, we're going to have to fly past 100K a month very quickly.
100%. No, I 100% agree with that. So that's great to know, because, it's SaaS founders usually have this thing of maybe having the upfront money first. I guess it relieves on the long-term vision as well. If they look at, like you said, you look at it as a very long-term project where we're going to disrupt the LinkedIn automation market totally. And obviously that's a long-term vision that you won't, achieve with 100K in your bank account. Like you said, you want to disrupt it. So you want to grow to that millions. If you're comparing yourself to one day being an Apple, obviously it's not about the 70, 50K that you can earn anyways. And with your multiple businesses, I'm pretty sure you're not after the money, but you're after the value that you provide. And that's the reason you were after T-Bone, etc., to get a part of Tweet Hunter and then develop Taplio into what it is today. So I think that's a pretty interesting thing. So just
you forced the world to win, bro. Tweet Hunter team said no, we're still gonna win anyway with the Tweet Hunter team. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't take no for an answer, and you have to continue to grow. Taplio is going to not only be bigger than Tweet Hunter, it might even acquire Tweet Hunter at one point. Who knows what's going to happen if we grow at the pace I think we're going to grow at. So you just kind of mold the world however you want it to be, and then you just make it happen.
100%. I think with the social media marketing agency world being so fragile right now, I think what it was 3 years ago is totally different to what it is today. And you've been one of the OGs in it, and since the beginning you've been doing the cold email thing. Now gurus are leaning towards, oh, you should do cold email. You've always been, like you said, the cold email king. So it's just interesting to know how you've also adapted to how much important adaptation is, because you could have just said, oh no, cold email, cold email, cold email, but you're now saying Twitter as well, LinkedIn as well, because I think the world has become a multiple outreach world where you just don't stick to one, not having eggs in one basket. I think you've also started to believe that. Still, you're known as the email king. That doesn't take away from your title, but you just have more platforms to actually help other people close clients, whether it be agency, whether it be B2B, whether it be B2C. There's so many aspects to it. So I think it's pretty interesting how you've adapted your personal brand into actually adapting these different platforms as well, and not letting yourself be, thrown into a corner of just being the cold email person to go to, kind of a thing. So I think that's pretty
Yeah,
interesting.
it just comes down to doing what works to grow the business.
Yeah.
For us, it makes sense to explore these other platforms. I was getting kind of sick of YouTube. It was very systematized. That's kind of why I'm here doing 150 videos at once, so I never have to even think about it for the next year.
That's crazy.
Because there are platforms like Twitter out there, and there are platforms like live streaming for hours. Dude, one of my favorite things over 2021 and into 2022 has been just doing like 2-3 hour live streams, sitting on stream and just going. I don't have a Twitch channel, but I've just been doing it on YouTube, and it's just so fun. Yeah, it's fun to do that stuff. It's fun to do podcasts like this. And if your mind is on YouTube all the time, then you can't focus on the other stuff. So yeah, I mean, you do what works, and each business is going to be different. We have another one that I can't even announce yet, which also uses the power of AI, but the target for this one, you know how like Taplio is all about removing social media marketing agencies.
Yeah.
The target for this one is removing cold email agencies and cold email consultants. You will never hire a consultant to run your cold email campaigns after we launch this. I was playing around with it today. The dev team is so close.
Yeah.
I can't even tell you. I mean, I guess I can hint it. It's like, imagine filling out like a little onboarding form, and all of your cold email campaigns are not only written for you, but it also writes all of your touch points, like tweets, text messages, LinkedIn messages that should be sent, voicemails, including an exact script written for you. All of this stuff, even like handwritten notes, all this stuff. And then it's all optimized per day, already lined up, and sent per day with real-time leads feeding in from Lead Shark. So basically you just fill out this form one time and you hit go. And then in the long term, the campaigns will also be auto-optimizing as well. I really should not be saying all this shit, but like campaigns will basically be auto-optimizing. So like if the open rate's low, it'll send a different subject line. If the body is bad, it'll test a different variation of the script, and the whole thing will be completely automated.
I don't like the option of that because I'm a cold email marketing agency, but it is what it is. I think I just have to adapt.
It's gonna take it out.
Yeah. I'm a lead prospecting agency, so I don't mind. I'm basically a lead shark competitor, but I don't mind. It's a totally different way to go, but yeah, it's pretty crazy. So just to end this off, thank you so much for your time. But the last question would be, what would you say in today's time for a person starting an agency? It being the cool business of the time, and now it's just slowly evolving. What would you say to a person who's like, oh, I want to start a social media marketing agency, or I want to start a TikTok ads agency with it being the new thing? What would your one advice be to a person in the 1920s, 21 who's just leaving college?
Sure. So sell something people want to people that can afford it and have the budget that people value, to people that have the money to afford it. So if you want to sell TikTok ads to a company, then sell TikTok ads to companies that have the budget to pay you and value TikTok already. So whether they have TikTok accounts that maybe have 1,000 followers and they're underperforming, but they're major corporations, that would be a deal target. It takes the exact same, here's what I like to say. So you could write YouTube content for my channel and my channel would pay you $50, right? You could write YouTube content instead for Graham Stephan's channel and he would pay you $8,000, right? The script is the same. The amount of work is the same. The only difference is the buyer. So that's all I'm saying is target people that can actually afford to pay you huge rates and that value the service that you're offering, and then you'll kill it. You can make unlimited money.
Yeah, 100%. That's great advice. Just sell what's needed and sell to people who can actually afford it. I see so many people selling like a $5,000 service to person making $10,000 in revenue, that they're just not going to buy. You're just going to waste your time, and you're going to get a shit plan because they paid you $5,000, but they don't have that much money. So they'll be micromanaging you versus a person who has the money, who just let you do your thing. So that's crazy.
And people that already value the platform. So companies that have TikTok accounts and are hiring people and paying them, in America. So for instance, let's say you have a marketing team in America. The marketing manager is already making $150K a year. Whoever's underneath them is probably making, 70, 80K a year, maybe 50K a year. So to add you to do TikTok content and get paid, 3, 4,000, 5,000 a month,
Yeah.
it's just another line item. It's probably even a checkbox for them.
Exactly.
Oh, we need a TikTok guy. Okay, this is going to be our TikTok guy.
Yeah, 100%. That sounds really great. Thank you so much for doing this, Alex. Like, it was really lovely talking to you. And I'll link Taplio down below, and obviously your Twitter, your Facebook, everything. People need to reach out. I'm pretty sure Taplio is going to be a hit, and I'm really happy I got to talk to you before it became a blow up thing and you wouldn't be accessible anymore. So it was really great having you here. So yeah, and thank you
Thanks,
so much for
Shivam.
sharing the new business. I'm pretty sure we're going to retweet it all over the place. So yeah, great stuff,
Awesome.
man. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks, Shivam. Thanks for having me.